Hello, Liam. Now officially a Fleet Town football player. How does it feel?
Yeah, really good. I'm very excited for the new challenge. Really, yeah. Looking forward to it.
And obviously, first training session this evening with Dwayne McGlashan and the rest of the team. How did you find out there this evening?
Yeah, fantastic. First impressions. Now being a member of the club, absolutely brilliant. The moment I walked in, go and see Glass and his staff in his room, which is great, and then straight back into the dressing room. All the boys are very receptive, really welcoming, which is great. And yeah, like I say, I'm really looking forward to it.
And obviously, you come with a vast range of experience, obviously recently at Shearwater. Just talk us through briefly like your sort of experience of football before coming to Fleet.
Well, it's hard to where you start really. Obviously, I'm a little bit older than a few of the boys, not just in this team but in the league. I've been very fortunate, really. I managed to reach the Conference South, played there for a few different clubs, Farnborough and Sutton, and then obviously worked my way up to that level. At this level, first of all, sort of at Guildford, Westfield. I started off at, went over to Guildford, Chertsey Town, played at these sort of numerous clubs, and then, like I say, jumped up the levels, and then on my way down, had a little stint at Godalming Town at the Ryman 1 level, when it was called Ryman 1, and then went over to Leatherhead, because my business, which I share with my father, started to take off, which was why I kind of descended down a little bit, because travelling over to Wales and places like that on a Wednesday night was just getting a little bit too much. And so, yeah, went over to Leatherhead, got promotion, went into the Ryman Prem, did a season or two there from memory, and then had a couple of injuries, to be honest with you, and then met a young lady, and so football kind of got put on the back burner, and then, believe it or not, I was out of the limelight for 10 years, just approaching 10 years, and then got back into it last season. Went to Farnham after doing a bit of a pre-season at Westfield, and really enjoyed my time at Farnham. Great football club. They're really obviously going on to try and achieve things and move up the tables, but it didn't quite work out there. Change of management, all sorts really. And then my uncle, who's been about a long, long time, achieved an awful lot in football, took the Shearwater job. And so he said to me, why don't you come down, try and be a bit of a leader at the back, help the youngsters through. And then that was it. From Christmas, we had a real tough challenge to keep us in the league because we were rock bottom. And, done a fantastic job. All the coaching staff, management staff there, everybody bought into it. And then started this season, really good, but this opportunity come along and I just couldn't turn it down. Fleet's always been a club that I've kept an eye on, because playing at Ryman 1 for numerous years, used to come up against Fleet an awful lot, had some fantastic battles over here, and I just always really liked the club. It's a proper football club. So yeah, when the opportunity came, it was a very difficult decision. And I'm gutted to be leaving a lot of the boys, but you get to my sort of stage in my career, you can't afford to turn these sort of opportunities down.
And what can the Fleet Town supporters expect from you as a player?
A voice. I certainly like to not boss people about, but try and encourage and command really on the football pitch. That's I would say one of my biggest strengths, is talking and organising, and trying to help the youngsters through. Football's a funny game. It's a man's game, and sometimes you might hear me having a bit of a pop at a player, but it's not a pop. It's because I believe they can do better, and trying to encourage them to do the right thing. But just experience, to be honest with you. I like having the football. I'm comfortable with the ball at my feet. But yeah, my leadership skills, I say, would be my biggest attribute again at this stage of my career.
And where would you say your love of football originally came from?
Wow, love of football with my dad. and my brother. You know, just playing football together in the garden, in the park. Quickly found out very quickly when from a youngster. I started relatively late. I think it was 10 or 11 I started playing football, but done quite well as a youngster. Had a very good youth career, won a lot of titles. And then, yeah, I was very fortunate to be playing as a youngster at 16 in the sort of this level and the level above quickly. Age 18, went over to Guildford, played with some fantastic players, and then again 19/20 going and playing in the Conference South. You know, you can't love football any more than playing at that sort of level. I mean, it's just fantastic and absolute joy to be. And then as you come down the levels, you sort of bring what you've learned, and it becomes even more enjoyable. Being part of a team and dressing room, fantastic. There's nothing better.
And when growing up, who would you say was your favourite football player?
Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. I mean, there's lots of players that I really loved. I'm an Arsenal fan. Dennis Bergkamp, when I was younger, I didn't play at the back. I always played further forward, and so I liked a bit of the trickery. That was kind of my game in a way. And then as you get older, you start to find your positions. And I always had maybe a bit of an older head on my shoulders, so I found myself in positions where you had to take a bit more responsibility. And so, yeah, I would say Dennis Bergkamp was my favourite player, but Tony Adams was probably my hero, because the way he just led on the football pitch. Yeah, I would say between those two would be my heroes.
And when not playing football, what would you most likely be up to?
I've got a big circle of friends who are fantastic. Sometimes they come and watch me play football. We've got a good social amongst the lads. So if there's not a do on with somebody out of our group, which tends to happen, you know, at least every other weekend. Normally after football, I'll go and meet up with them. Great bunch of lads. I'll be out with them. Failing that, family time. My two kids, who you'll see down here at the Mustard Seed Stadium. Yeah, they take up a lot of time, and watching them start their sort of sporting careers, really.
Favourite food?
Curry, all day. Indian curry. Vindaloo would have to be my favourite dish. But yeah, that's a very easy one.
Favourite music artist?
Rolling Stones. Yeah, the Rolling Stones. Again, I've always had a bit of a senior head on my shoulders. Yeah, the Rolling Stones are my favourite sort of music. Favourite band, 100%. But that older rock sort of music is definitely my favourite kind of music. Yeah.
And then ideal sort of destination if you could go anywhere in the world?
Oh, that's difficult. There's so many places in the world you want to see. When you're younger, you want to go out partying. So you want to go to Ibiza and, you know, you want to go to Port Banús and sort of places like this. But as you get older and a bit more boring, you want to see the sort of wonders of the world. I don't get to relax much having two young children and running a company. So I would say anywhere where I could relax for a little bit, probably the Caribbean islands, somewhere like that, where I could sit down and have a pina colada and lie back on a sunbed.
And then final question for me, Liam. Obviously, join Fleet Town, a message for the
fans. Get ready. It's going to be a good ride. I'm really looking forward to it for the rest of the season. Already tonight, I think we've got some fantastic lads and a lot of quality. My message would be get behind us every week. You know, even if the results don't quite go our way, from meeting the manager, the staff, the players, no doubt they'll turn it into a positive, and we'll try and move up that table as much as we can.
Liam, thank you very much for your time, and welcome to Fleet Town Football Club.
Welcome, thank you.